happy and I'm sad. And it kind of hasn't hit me yet. And I don't think it's going to hit me until the show comes on.
Welcome back to Housewives Nightcap. We are welcoming back the stunning Cynthia Bailey, real housewife from Atlanta. Although Cynthia may be heading to retirement, you are looking peachier than ever. Welcome back, Cynthia.
Thank you, guys. It's good to talk to you guys, always.
I loved that pun, Emily. Cynthia, you do look peachier than ever, and we just need to get right into it, because before we started recording, you were telling us how booked and busy you have been this past 2 weeks.
No, it's so crazy. I literally announced, I posted and said that I was no longer going to be a part of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I got on a flight the next day to come to LA to be with my husband. And I don't know, for some reason, I thought I might have a little bit of a break, but that's not what has happened. I have hit the ground running. I have not come up for air. I almost feel like I'm working harder being unemployed than I was when I was a housewife.
Well, you know what they say, when one door closes, another one opens. And there's a reason you're getting those calls. You were entertaining as hell on this show, and you really have created like a loyal fan base for yourself. We love you.
Thank you. You know what? That means so much to me. And I will say, one of the great things that I didn't expect was the outpouring of so much love. Like, I've just had so much support from my fans and from my colleagues, from the network. I have a great relationship with Bravo, with Truly Original, with NBC Universal. And it really was, I think this is the first time, one of the first times that someone is actually leaving the show. And it's really almost like a celebration, because I've just been there for so long. I felt like I honestly did it my way. I felt like I still, kept my integrity in my class.
Yeah.
I still was, I was still kind, until, someone had to pull 50 Cent out. But for the most part, I really felt like you guys got 11 years of just me being me, from when I came on from 3rd season until I wrapped it up season 11.
And it was such a great season too. We had your wedding. Like, you went out with a bang.
I did. And a sex wing as well.
He was one of our favorite. We've loved watching you. You need to play I Did It My Way right now by Frank Sinatra.
I need some background music. Yes. But it's so funny, because I feel like, all I've been talking about for the past 2 weeks is, transitioning and my next chapter and what's next, because everyone really wants to know what's next. And honestly, the sky's the limit. I've been having so much fun acting. I have some really cool acting roles, recurring roles coming up. I have some projects, on camera, off camera. This is such a great space to be in. It's kind of scary, but I got to be honest. It's like I'm happy and I'm sad, and it kind of hasn't hit me yet. And I don't think it's going to hit me until the show comes on. The great news is I'll still be on television. I just won't be on Housewives. And I just kind of, need a little bit of a break and, do something with a little less drama. So after Girls Trip, because that was drama as well. So
we need to hear.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're about to be back on our TVs in a couple of weeks, and we're so excited for it. It looks crazy. It looks like the 7. I loved when the teaser dropped and it was like 7 icons. I'm like, yeah, hello, 7 icons all get together. And it seems like all don't like Ramona.
Well, here's the thing. It's not that I didn't like Ramona. I really didn't know Ramona that well. And anytime that I've actually seen Ramona, she's actually been very nice to me. But I never had to be on vacation with her in a house for 8 days either. So we'll just say that being a part of the first Ultimate Girls Trip was such an honor, because this was the first one, and we knew we had to set the bar high. And now Peacock is doing the other ones, and I just was really excited that I could be a part of that first one, because the first one is, your first time is always, the most special. So you guys are not going to believe what's going to happen on this trip. We had so much fun. It was so different from shooting Atlanta Housewives. We get really down and dirty in the South. And, you know, being with these ladies, you know, from these different franchises was kind of like, okay, you know, I feel that little paper cut, but okay, let's go, you know.
Who surprised you the most, Cynthia? Like, who were you surprised that you really got along with well?
I was surprised that I connected with Teresa Giudice, who I adore. Like, I'm about to go have dinner with her when I get off the Zoom. She is, you know, you watch the show, like you guys watch the show. I watched yours and I'm like, oh my God, Teresa. Like, I was kind of afraid of her. I was like, oh my God, she does not play. She does not mess around. She's going to be like flipping tables all over the place. And she's just like the sweetest woman. She's like one of the sweetest people I know. And I'm so excited to call her friend. And I think we connected for a number of reasons, but I love the fact that she's so unhappy. She's so happy and so in love. And I, you know, am happy and in love as well. And it's just such a beautiful space to see her in. And she's like, you know, she's like, she came back hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's been through a lot. I think she's been through more than any of us.
She's had so many lives.
No, and she's still standing and she's happy and she figured it out. Like, I got to be honest, I was very obsessed about asking her about jail. Like, I just couldn't wait to get her by myself and be like, girl, what was jail like? Like, so what did you do? And they're like, what did you eat? Like, how did you, like, I needed to know everything. And she was so giving and transparent.
This is the question that people want to know, honestly.
Yeah,
like,
honestly, we want to know what was going on.
We want to know what she ate. We want to know, like, we are everything.
All in.
Like, she came out ripped too. She came out so muscular and like looking.
She was doing yoga. She was doing yoga. She was like, you know, cooking in there. It was like, I was like, by the time, I don't want to spoil too much, but I'll just say that she was one of the ladies that I was definitely the most interested in getting to know. And I was so surprised how much we actually had in common. Like, I've never been to jail or anything, thank God, but I'm just saying, if I ever go, I want to go to the same one she went to.
I hear you.
I'm going to come out looking good as hell. I'm going to come out looking good as hell if I go to Teresa jail.
Honestly, it's kind of like a little retreat. I don't know. There's a little to it. But what about Kenya? Because it seems like the two of you butt heads a little bit during this cast trip.
You know what? We actually did butt heads. And that was, you know, very disappointing for me. I was very unfortunate because obviously I started the trip like, hey, we're going to be Thelma and Louise. Like, we're on one of the hardest franchises ever. So this was supposed to be a cakewalk for her. This was supposed to be a cakewalk for us. And I already knew I was going in pretty strong with at least two friends because I had Kenya, you know, she was going to be my Thelma to my Louise. And I had Luann, who I'm really good friends with. So everyone else I knew, but I didn't really know. So I was going to like, okay, I got two with me and I can just get to know the rest of the ladies. So no, I did not anticipate that my friend that I was going with on the trip, you know, that we were going to have some issues. Yeah.
Does she also get into it with Ramona? Does she get into it?
Everybody got into it.
Yeah, everyone.
Basically.
Okay, wait, I am not quiet about this. Ramona is we have interviewed every housewife, and I've said this before, she's my least favorite interview. I did not enjoy Ramona's energy. So I think Ramona's an acquired taste. Like, you need to spend a lot of time with her.
Yeah, you do.
To understand her.
You are exactly right.
Yeah.
And I will say, and you guys will see some of this play out, I actually, you know, being the voice of reason, you know, I always try to be fair. I always try to give, you know, everyone the benefit of the doubt. And I didn't really want to watch all the other shows, the other franchises and be like, okay, well, I know Ramona's going to be crazy. I needed her to prove to me that she actually was going to be crazy. I didn't want to prejudge, you know what I mean? I wanted to give everybody a fair chance. So with that said, I ended up actually trying to help my girl out because she was pretty much, you know, going to literally be on an island by herself if she didn't like whip it into shape. And you guys can see how that play out. But I tried. I did my Cynthia Bailey thing and, you know, it worked for a little bit and then it kind of didn't work. So.
You tried. That's what matters is you tried.
Yes.
We're going to miss your voice of reason though on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I was just right when you said that. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm excited, honestly, you know, after being on a part of this franchise for so long, I know that they will reinvent the show. They will figure it out. The show always just goes on no matter what. And I'm actually excited to watch the show for the first time in a long time because, there's a difference in watching the show when you're on the show because you're sitting there cringing the whole time, like, oh my God, like, am I going to get a good edit? Like, I remember this scene. This was so hurtful. This was so painful in that moment. Like, even having to relive some of those scenes. But now I get to do like you guys. I get to sit back on the couch with my husband, with my popcorn, and just watch all the drama unfold. So it's going to be fun for me. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to go back and watch all my old seasons now, now that I'm not totally attached to it anymore.
Would you have ever, Cynthia, like stayed on as a friend? Was that something you considered with Bravo? Oh
yeah, I did think about it. As a matter of fact, they offered for me to come back as a friend. And this is something that I've already put out there. They were like, would you think about, coming back as a friend? And I honestly thought about it because I thought, well, maybe it'll be less work for me. Maybe, my personal life won't be so much in the forefront, but not on Atlanta Housewives, honey. The friends are not off limits, and they actually shoot and work as much as we, the peach holders do. They go on all the trips. And for me, it was like, you know what? I've had a hell of a run. I have had a hell of a run.
You just felt ready.
I felt like not only was it time, it was just the right time. Like I just kind of didn't really need to be there anymore. Yeah. And I wanted a break, honestly. Like I just celebrated my 1-year anniversary on Sunday. I'm in such a different headspace. There's so many other things that I want to do, so many other projects, TV shows that I want to work on. I mean, there's so much more to me that you guys don't get to really see on Housewives that I want to explore. And I'm like one of the older ladies, so I don't have like, all this time, but, I really want to maximize, while I'm hot, like the different things that I want to be able to do. So I think it's really the perfect time. And I, again, have so much support from Andy and everyone. Like, it's kind of like, it's a happy, sad. They're happy to see me go, but they're sad to see me go because I've been there for so long. But, they're excited for my next chapter, for the other things that I want to do. And, like I said, there's some things that I already have on the table with them, to be honest.
Ooh, you are booked and busy already. Like we said in the beginning of the interview, you've been busier than ever. Now, you say that like a lot of the cast has been super supportive of you. Andy, have you talked to Portia? Because she's also not coming back next season.
You know what? I actually have not talked to Portia, and that's not intentional, to be honest. I just haven't talked to her. I had no idea that she wasn't going to come back. I think she's great TV. She is a great storyline. She's hilarious. I think
she is hilarious.
I think she'll definitely
one-liners.
She like cracks me up. Like I can't even like be in scenes with her and be beside her because I'm just like laughing the whole time. But no, we have not spoken, but I'm sure when we do, we will. Like I said, it's kind of just been a lot, and I've just been, honestly just taking it all in. But I have, I've spoken to Andy, I've spoken to all my, execs, in New York, and it's a good thing. It's a great thing for me, and it's just the right time.
Yeah. What do you think about Sheree coming back?
Oh, I love Sheree. I think she will be great. I mean, she's one of the originals. She has, all the different things that she has going on.
By Sheree. I don't know if that's still happening.
Well, we're always going to claim it now. We don't know exactly, but we're always going to hope for She by Sheree. But I'm sure her fans are excited to see what she's up to. She hasn't been on in a couple of seasons or whatever. But here's the great thing. And, we were talking about this. I was actually talking about this with Andy. The great thing about Bravo is, and also with like the, the installation of the Ultimate Girls Trip is, people, they come, they go, they're friends, they're peach holders.
People are still going to keep bugging you though. That's the thing. You're going to go and people are going to be like, Cynthia, what's up? What's next with you? What's going on? So you're not going to go anywhere anytime soon. Well,
I'm grateful for all the opportunities that are coming my way and the support that I have. I honestly have not ran into one person, like perfect strangers are coming up to me and everyone's just pretty much saying the same thing. They're like, congratulations, we're so excited for your next chapter. And you know, we're excited to see where you go now.
You always want to leave. You want to leave with people still wanting.
That's right.
You know?
Yes, and this is why it's the perfect time.
Yep. And a lady always knows when to make an exit.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
You know, you're saying so many people have supported you and you've talked to so many people about this. Have you talked to NeNe about this? Because I know that you have been super supportive of her with her husband recently passed, which is so sad. But have you talked to her about this and your departure on Atlanta?
Well, you know, I recently saw her. I went out to the Lanithia Lounge to, you know, give my condolences in person and just to give her a hug and to just sit with her, which was so great. I wasn't able to make it to Greg's celebration. I was out here in LA with my husband. He had to work. We couldn't make it. It was kind of a last minute, you know, by the time we got the information. Anyway, long story short, it was always my intention to see her when I went back to Atlanta. And as soon as I got back, I recruited my girl Marlo to, you know, help me work that little situation out because, you know, we're not friends anymore. So unfortunately, you know, Greg is, you know, I love Greg. Everyone has so much love for him. And I didn't want wherever we're at in our friendship to be a factor in terms of me, you know, giving Greg the respect that I've always given him and just going to give my old friend a hug. You know, now, I wasn't sure how it was going to be received, but I could sleep good at night knowing that I tried. And that's exactly what I did. And I really, you know, I don't know NeNe when she was not with Greg. I was, you know, really best friends with NeNe when she found out about Greg's cancer. So I'm still so connected to this woman, although we are no longer friends. So it felt good to just go and sit with her. And, you know, it was a little awkward at first. I'm not gonna lie. But after about 15, 20 minutes, we were like laughing and, you know,
it was received well.
It was received very well. And we didn't really talk a bunch of housewife stuff, to be honest. I really just wanted to be there. So it didn't really come up. And I'm sure she's like, you know, heard or, you know, there was so much speculation before I actually made my statement. But I didn't really feel comfortable getting into any of that stuff with her.
Yeah, it was about Greg, right? And like his legacy.
Totally, it was all about Greg. And that's why I was there. So
that's amazing. We loved seeing it.
Yeah,
you know what this is like a little bit of a pivot, but how amazing would it have been if like Queen Latifah and Tiffany Haddish like showed up on Girls Trip? Like
oh my God. I love both of them.
I'm like, okay, I want to pitch this to Bravo. Like they make cameos for the next one because that would be epic.
Listen,
that's so random.
That's a real Ultimate Girls Trip.
That's a real Ultimate Girls Trip.
Like we've all been waiting for Girls Trip too. So I'm like, okay, can this be like kind of?
That's a good idea.
You know, Cynthia, people want you now on Beverly Hills. I don't know if you've seen this, and you're like, no, I just got off Atlanta, but the fans are like, wait, Cynthia will be in LA. Maybe she can be on Beverly Hills.
You know what? I will never say never, but I will say not right now. Okay, I need a break.
Now's the time. You can stir that Erica Jane.
They have enough drama going on. Listen, they have so much drama going on in Beverly Hills right now. I honestly just want to watch from afar. I'm not ready. I'm just not ready. And I love the ladies on the show. As a matter of fact, I'll see Kyle later because she's going to be meeting us for dinner as well. But, and I also, you know, I'm friends with Garcelle. I've known her forever.
We love Garcelle. We love her.
She's awesome. Lisa Rinna, Dorit, like I actually am pretty cool with most of them, to be honest with you. And now that I will be spending time out here, maybe I'll show up at an event or two or whatever, because I do organically, you know, I am organically friends with a couple of those ladies, but I'm really, really good in the space. And I love that you guys are like, get your butt back on the Housewives in one way or the other. But I'm really good. I'm really, really good. And I cannot wait for you guys to see all the different things that I have coming up.